There's a variant to creating U-housing boxes, which is not two U-shaped profiles put together, but still based on two pieces of metal. And I call this a four-fold box because it's based on one main piece of metal and then a bottom piece. If we just reiterate over the different types of boxes we have so far created boxes based on housing profiles. This one, side profiles here. We recently created U-shaped boxes, which are two U-bent pieces of metal put together like that. And now we are going to make the fourfold. And if I just move this to the side, you can see basically how that works out. So you have this piece of metal with cavities for bending right here. That leaves 0.5 millimeter of aluminum metal. So you don't want to bend this too many times forth and back and it will fall off. But if you just do it once, it will work. And generally bending aluminum like this, because of this kind of cavity that we create, it's fairly precise where the bend happens. And it's also easy to do it by hand. But if you have really like long stretches, this is not long, but if it's like, over 30 centimeters, then it can actually be really tough to bend this, even though the metal is so thin. You may need tools. And in particular, if this face doesn't give you enough moment to bend it, if it's really like slim, if it was like that, it can be really difficult to get your thumbs to bend it. So there are some challenges there, but you'll learn about those when you try this yourself. Okay, so now it's bent in the one direction, and now we bend it in the other direction. And now you can see how a fourfold box comes together. So I guess the main argument for having this type of box is that I think it kind of looks neat from the top, or I don't know what type of, sometimes it's just nice that you have like a lid you can place over something, because what we have here is now we need to put a lot of housing brackets to hold this together, and then we have a bottom piece sitting right here which we can place over. Okay, so fast forward, I'll put in some housing brackets now. That was decidedly housing bracket overkill. There were so many housing brackets on this one, and I'm pretty sure I just did it to demonstrate that in this script creating this box, you can specify how many housing brackets you want on each side. I'm pretty sure that's why, because there's absolutely no reason for putting that many in the bottom. Anyway, this is a fourfold box, and now I'm gonna show you how to create this. So you again go to scripts, you find the fourfold housing script, and if you don't know where you have it or where you can get it, you go to GitHub, SKAARHOJ Open Engineering, and there you find in this folder various front design scripts. You find the fourfold housing script right there. So you download it, copy paste it into front panel design, or put it in the users folder. If you start it just like that, it will give you some choices for height, width, depth, etc. I think our boxes are 56 millimeters high. They how wide are they? 100, and they are 50 deep, 80 millimeters deep. 2.5 millimeter thickness of panel, and using red aluminum. Add guide engravings, it's always a good idea, and you can also create order with housing brackets. So I press create, and there you go. you get this one up and it will order the amount of housing brackets you need for this one. But let's go to the panel, and there you can see the top panel. I'll just change the color. Oh, I could also just go to outline mode so you can more easily see the panel and the engravings, how it look. Yeah, basically as we expect, I would say. But again, with the housing bracket overkill, yeah, I'm sorry about that. It seems to be hard-coded into the script as it is at the moment. But these are things that you can change if you go manual, because you saw the GUI just a moment ago, and when you the GUI is this one basically, and you have to press create to exit that. But just with the other scripts, you can open the script, and then you could go here and press write false for C_UI value, and there you can set all the values manually. You can also determine if you want different thicknesses of the top piece and the bottom piece, which color you want them in, number of housing brackets, and there you have it. We have 3 housing brackets on the back, 1 on the left side. Let's just change this to maybe 1, 1 and 0, 0, and there you should probably see that on the front, and let me just see. On the front side and on the back side, we will have a housing bracket each place. Yes, something like that. Create order, add guide engravings, yes please. If you want rounded corners, adding edge grinding. Edge grinding will basically give you a little bit nicer edge of the panels. And this parameter internal bottom is actually quite interesting, because what you see on this one is that the bottom piece is external to the case, but you can actually have it internal so that the box does not exhibit an aluminum edge like you see it right here, but the bottom is sunk into the box. So if you press start after changing internal bottom parameter to true, press start, you can see like right here, you can see this is a view of the bottom piece, and contrary to before, I think if we look at the previous one here, you can see that the indications of the engraving outlines, if I go to black instead, black right there, you can see the engraving guidelines will show that the bottom piece will be covering the whole box, while if you look at the latest version I just created, it's like inside. You also have only 1 housing bracket in each side. Okay. I definitely think we should also have 1 in left and right side. It's not enough with just those 2, or they should be moved to either corner, which again is a manual process though. Anyway, that's the 4-fold script. Useful in certain cases as an alternative to the U boxes. That's up to you, of course.